Do you have any tips on things that I could maybe do outside that could also help me with what I'm doing for my LSAT? Maybe it's something like I read somewhere that Sudoku kind of helps your mind a little bit, because since the logic games does have positionings and stuff like that. So I've been playing Sudoku every now and then on my phone now, just to help me out. But are there any other tips that you have that maybe a certain type of book or that I could read? So if I'm not studying and I'm reading a book, I can at least be doing something that's also helping me towards my goal.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, Sudoku definitely has some relation to logic games. For reading, if you want, like the Scientific American and The Economist are both good publications that people often recommend and find helpful. I wouldn't consider it actually LSAT studying, but if you have some downtime or you have a commute or you wanted just something lighter to be doing or to be reading, that could be nice. But of course, there's nothing like actual LSAT passages, and you could read those and act like they're fun and act like they're interesting and try to get something out of those. That wouldn't be a terrible idea. If you can find some passages on topics that you like, then that'll be at least a little bit better. And if you don't like it, then you'll get more out of it too. So either way, the passages are really the best material to be reading. You could photocopy or print out a bunch of them and just do those.
Okay. And you said The Economist, and what was the other one?
Scientific American. Another good one is Arts and Letters Daily at aldaily.com. They link a bunch of different random articles that are usually pretty dense text on all different topics. And so you could see what interests you or see what doesn't, and then read it either way and see if you can get what's the main point. I mean, you can go however deep you want in terms of drilling on that sort of thing versus simply reading it. But if you can read it and then test yourself a little bit to see if you really understood what they were talking about, that's not a bad thing to be doing. But there's no substitute for the actual LSAT material.
Got it. So I have Sudoku, I have The Economist, the Scientific American, and any suggestion that maybe I could do for logical reasoning?
Logical reasoning, there is none really. The logical reasoning, I think, is fairly unique. The only thing I would suggest that's outside of the LSAT that relates to it that I can think of is GMAT critical reasoning. So GMAT critical reasoning is like an easier version of LSAT logical reasoning. It's significantly easier, so that's a way to do something without burning through LSAT material itself. But with nearly 100 LSAT exams, there's not really a need to go beyond that. So I'm not suggesting yet you do GMAT stuff, especially if you're aiming to take the LSAT this year. I'm just mentioning it in direct response to your question. But with so many exams, there's nothing like sticking with the actual exams. And I wouldn't want you doing other stuff at the expense of ever getting to official LSAT content. I think the best place to get them is through LSAC directly on LawHub, lawhub.lsac.org. You can get most of the exams in the digital LSAT format, which is actually the same as the LSAT Flex format. It's a subscription from LSAC directly for $99 a year.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so lawhub.lsac.org.
Yeah, and it's just inside your lsac.org account. You log in and you can get those, and that's the best way to practice. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them, and feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.